And the VIP loyalty program just started in April. And we had our first month. So it started May 1st. It was announced in April, started May 1st. And what happens is, as long as you're a VIP, every month of the year, you qualify to get a certain new reward, right? So the first month, you get 5 shared account slots. So I had 395. 5 of those just came from this VIP loyalty reward because I logged in and qualified and I got this first one. Next month, I'll get 500 TDO points, which basically that's the currency that we were talking about. We were talking about in regards to the Astral Coffer, this thing here. So you get 500 of these coins, and you can see this. The highest cost for this is almost 8,000 coins. So while it's a nice thought to give you 500, it's really not that much. I mean, everything helps because you could always buy like an XP potion with it or something. But in the grand scheme of things, free is good, but it's not that much. It's not like they're giving you 5,000 points or something like that. They already give you, if you're subbed, they already give you 500 a month. So this particular month, it would be 1,000. The third month, you get something called a VIP bag of many things. And a bag of many things has stuff in it. We can go and look here at what is in the bag of many things. You have a raid bypass timer, an ethereal rest shrine, a flawless Sabru's dragon shard, ascension XP gem worth some amount of ascension XP they haven't listed. It's probably 1,000 if I had to take a guess. It might be more though. It might be 5,000. But they haven't announced it. Glamour dust 50, mirror of glamoring, Omni spell 2,500. That's basically like a universal casting material, and then a legendary raid bypass timer. Okay, so all of this stuff is cool, but it's all sort of very stuff. Like this ethereal rest shrine, you can use it. This is a one-use item, unless this is a special item that has unlimited uses. All of the ones that exist now, if you were to use this, you can have like a rest shrine somewhere in a quest where there isn't a rest shrine. And it just shows up like a ghostly shrine for a minute. You rest and then it goes away. Is it like a game changer? I guess maybe there's certain circumstances where it would help keep you alive if you like ran out of resources or something like that. But really not that. Like, I don't know. I've never run. I have a few of them. I just don't run around with them. I've never. I don't know. Raid bypass timers are cool if you raid. Same with the legendary, but I don't think they're that expensive to get them. Omni spell dust is nice, but it's more of a pain because if you use it, you need to continue using it, because if you run out of it, then you need to have other reagents in order to cast spells. So like, you need to have a pretty significant stack. 2,500 is probably enough for maybe a night's questing, I guess. I would imagine, because it subtracts off of every spell cast, right? Because it's not level. It's not like this only works on level 1 spells or something. It works for every spell, and it works for every spell no matter what you are. So if you're casting wizard spells or cleric spells, you can just use this. So Mirror of Glamoring is really cool. It's like 250 points to buy one. So, I mean, it's super cheap. Probably if I had to tell you like what I think the best thing in this bag to take is this Glamour Dust, because in order to get the Glamour Dust, you have to take a cosmetic to the Hall of Heroes, to Aelon Way, and have Aelon Way crunch it into 10 Glamour Dust, and the cosmetic is destroyed. In order to get 50 Glamour Dust, you would need to crunch 5 cosmetics. And it only crunches certain cosmetics. Like the cosmetic that we got from this dragon, this coffer, like this right here, this Astral Traverse plate mail, I could not crunch that because it was not obtained from like the store in a way that can be crunched. So I guarantee you, we can go actually even try it right now, because I guarantee you it's not going to work. Yes, my fighter can cast teleport because I am a charisma based fighter. So I have lots of UMD. So we're in the Hall of Heroes. We need to find Alanway, who is the cosmetic vendor. And she's right here. Okay. So we talk to her. The great thing about her is you can take this glamour dust and... So here, this is what I mean. Yeah, see, it says cannot be... Like, you cannot crunch this stuff just because of how we obtained it. The only stuff that can be crunched are things like that you buy directly through the market, right? Like, so you pick up the red crest outfit. Let's say you won one in a gold roll and you already bought one. You could come over here and crunch this into dust. And then you take that dust and you say, I have glamour dust, I would like to turn it into armor. And then you look through here, and basically with the dust that you have, you can pick up any one of these armors. And some of them are really cool. Like, some of them are really nice. Some of them are unique that you can only get through this, right? Like, some of these you can win in gold rolls. Like, you can win the thinking cap. Rags are the same thing you start with when you're on Korthos. Ninja outfit is super popular. The Phoenix robe is super popular. You can actually loot the Phoenix robe and make it into a cosmetic, but you could just get the cosmetic right here. Garb of the High Forest, I don't think there's any other place to get it than right here. So from that kit in that VIP bundle that we saw, we get 50. Well, you could come over here and just turn it in and get the Garb of the High Forest right there. You can see, like, over the years, I've crunched so much stuff. I have almost I have 700 glamour dust, so I've done it a lot. It's not that hard to get, and my point is that of all the things in that list, I think it's personally, like, you know, I would probably go for that because that would get you a cosmetic. But I like cosmetics. If you needed Sentient Gem XP, obviously that would probably be the next one to get, just because you can level up your Sentient Gem, and you do need a lot of Sentient XP. These flawed shards drop so often, I would say you never would need to get. That would be like the lowest tier on this. You know, if I were to tier list these, that would be... There's no S tier item in this list. Like, that's an A. That's probably an A. That's a B. That's a C. These bypass timers are probably B. If you raid a lot, they might be something that you just take just because you're like, oh, I always can use a bypass timer. But it's a small reward. It's not like it's, oh my God, this is great. I just logged in for a month and I got this. It's okay. That's okay. I got that. So it's a little underwhelming. The third month, pardon me. Okay, it's a first time sign up. Okay, first month, second month, third month is the character slot. So you get an extra character slot. Always helpful. That's a good one, right? It's always good to have a bonus character slot, especially in a game like Dungeons and Dragons Online, where what do we use our extra characters for? Storage. Am I a storage toon in real life? I ask myself this all the time because I just have lots of junk that I never use. I think maybe I'm a storage toon for some, like, sentient being that interacts with me. Like, maybe we are in a simulation and this is an MMO and I'm just a storage character. I don't know if you guys have ever felt like that, but So the fourth month, we gain an item durability ward. So basically, it's going to add 10% durability to any item that you pick. You pick like what I'm talking about specifically is if you were to look at your gear, see if I can see something here. Like, so that Nocturne ring, for example, you can see down the bottom on the screen, it says durability 150. It's made out of steel. So what they're doing, they're going to give you like a little writ. You would click it, and then it would basically enhance the durability of this from 150 to 160. That would basically mean that it could survive longer if you were like dying a lot. You know, you would be able to wear it longer. Now, if you were to go back in time 15 years in DDO, durability was a huge thing because most of the gear that we had was not bound to your character. It was just random generated gear. And as a result, it took damage every time. Anytime you repaired an item, like it would take damage when you use it, it had a chance to be permanently damaged. And the higher the durability on the item, the longer you can use it, even though it's taking permanent damage. It would just increase the ability. There was no way to get rid of the permanent damage either back then. So, you know, you would have these cool items that eventually you would just not be able to use anymore because they would just have too much permanent damage on them. I probably have an item somewhere that has permanent damage on it, but some time ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe longer, they introduced the like oil of repair. You can find it on the store, and you can actually remove permanent damage. Any item that's bound to you, bound to your account, is not going to take permanent damage anyway. So durability really now doesn't mean all that much because most of us have items that are bound to account. Like all of the items that I'm wearing on my character right now are bound to account because like that's a crafted item that I made through Caneth Crafting, and it is, let's see if you can see the belt 100%. Yeah, you see that? Like it's, you know, minimum level 10, bound to account. That's because I made it in Caneth Crafting. So, you know, I like basically took a belt that had a green slot on it. I blanked it, and then I made it level 10, and I added those abilities to it, like Insightful Con. But that's not going to take any permanent damage. So yeah, I could increase the durability on it from 110 to 120 based on this VIP reward that they're offering us. But would that really add anything to my gameplay? Would it make it so that I can... No. From my perspective, it's one of the most confounding rewards that they put onto this list. I cannot understand why they would have this, because this is not a thing. I mean, unless they were time traveling the game back 15 years, that to me, it's a... I kind of feel like I have nothing to say because it does something in my mind. It like does like a kung fu flip on the logic in my brain that doesn't work. There's literally no scenario I can see where that sort of thing in the modern DDO is even relevant. Like I don't know who the fuck would give a shit about that. From my perspective, that's just like, oh well, we've got a square, we need to put something in the square. What are we going to write in the square? Just make something up. Like, they could have given us a pet rock. They actually have them, bro. I have one. Watch. You guys think I'm just fucking with you guys, but it's not true. Watch. Where is it? There it is. Pet rock. They could have given us a pet rock. Right? Like, how many of you guys have a pet rock? Probably not that many, because it was something that they did just like randomly one day. Cordovan was like throwing them at people, like flying around invisible, throwing them in the harbor, and I just happened to catch one. But why not give something stupid like that as a VIP reward? Like, why give something that is just so obscure and unnecessary in the modern game. That is just totally, unless it like increased your durability on everything you owned by 10%, and then that would be cool, because that would be like, wow, like everything I own is now 10% more durable. But if it's just one item that you pick, that's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. So then we get another repeat of these bag of many things. You guys, I don't want to like over talk about this, but we already went over the tier list for this. I mean, these are all very underwhelming, but my personal opinion is the Glamour Dust, because you can go and turn it in on Alienway and get a cosmetic immediately. And like I said, some of those cosmetics are really difficult to get any other way. Like you can win them in a gold roll. Some of them are available in the store, but some of them aren't available in the store. You can only get them through Alienway. So that's what I would use it for, unless I needed. I think that's an A tier. There's no S tier in here. I think that this Sentient Gem is good, but like, let's be honest, if you own the Sinister Secret of the Salt Marsh, you can run around in those the outside in the Slayer Zone and loot those chests, and you'll pick up dozens of these 1000 XP Sentient Gems. So it's not like these are hard to get. These Flawless Sibri Shards are easy to get. These statuettes are rare, but they're single use and very sort of situational. So I'm thinking people are probably either going to take the bypass timers, because people use these all the time. Like people will use those. So I have a feeling that's what everyone's going to take. Mirror of Glamoring is cool, but it would be a complete waste. They're super cheap to buy them. Omni Dust is just maybe somebody who was new and they just didn't want to deal with reagents. They would opt for that. But I would sort of tell them that reagents are so cheap anyway. It's just like a convenience that's way overpriced. Like if they made Omni Dust super cheap, okay, I could probably see using it and like stacking it, and okay, maybe I'd take it, but it's super expensive. It's not anything I would ever recommend to anybody to use. So here we come to the first unique kind of cool reward. This is a Lightning Storm Trail. It's a cosmetic. You click it on, so I'm assuming it's basically very similar to how I click on my wings. You see down the bottom here, like these are feats that I click on. So there's the wings. If I click it, there they go on. There they go off. There they go on. I have the bloody footprints. You can see like I'm leaving bloody footprints as I run. There, I shut them off. Now they're not going to. Right, now I turn them back on, and now they will. So this is basically you get, for this reward, you get a lightning aura that follows you. It's like a storm trail. And I don't know if there's an image of it. You guys could probably Google it. I think I saw an image of it. It just looks like sparks kind of coming out of the back of you. So that's cool. That's the first sort of unique, really interesting reward. The next month after that is this Artisan Advantage. I'm not sure what it is, so we're going to read about it. So Artisan Advantage VIP gain 10% crafting XP. Okay, so that's good if you are still working crafting. So on my character here, I have one of my characters is 400, but let's see what Mary is 252. Yeah, 'cause over the years, like I've also done crafting on this character, but this is not my main crafter. My main crafter is maxed out. But so this would give me 10%, and I think that likely will stack with the bonus XP that you can purchase off the store. You're able to purchase like bonus XP when you craft. So I think that's a good thing. Especially if like they ever refresh Kenneth crafting and make it better. It's good to have a crafter. So if you don't have one, I'd recommend that you make one. They're super useful. I wear crafted gear all the way up from level 1 to level 32. The VIP bag of many things. So let's see what that is. So greater bag of many things. Okay, so there's a bunch of useful stuff in here. A heart, a true heart of wood, a true heart of blood, an epic heart of wood, a plus 20, an iconic, an extended VIP elixir that's going to last 12 hours, and then a VIP Sovereign 3 elixir plus 50% that lasts 12 hours. Okay, so when I see this, there's a few things that I think immediately. So there right now is nothing in the game that lasts 12 hours individually. Like you can stack. I think the Salt Marsh Discovery Elixir was 3 hours and it was 15%. So if this VIP Sovereign 3 experience would replace the 6-hour ones that I use, then that's basically like one potion is equal to 2 of the potion. So I think that's a good deal. But probably the best here, the S tier item in here is this right here, this VIP Elixir Discovery. Discovery elixirs allow you to have a higher percentage when you open a chest with named gear in it to get a piece of named gear. This is what everybody wants. This is what everybody probably should take out of this bag, because this will give you 12 hours to go and farm for whatever it is that you're trying to get. That unique piece of gear that you want to get out of Isle of Dread, and you've been farming like the T-Rex quest over and over to get it, and it hasn't dropped. You drink this, or you and all your buddies drink one of these each. You go in there, you guys are going to be pulling all sorts of name loot. Eventually somebody's going to get what you're looking for, and you'll probably get what they're looking for. So that, to me, this is the S tier item that's in this bag. The A tier stuff is this here. It's always good to have like a Sovereign XP elixir, especially if you're like on the TR train. And then so this would be A, and then this right here, this plus 20 lesser heart. These are rare, hard to get. So I would say that's the other A tier. The rest of this stuff is B tier, and then this epic card is C, because the epic cards are so easy to get. All you have to do is turn in your heart seeds. I don't know if you guys know that, right? But like super easy. I'll actually demonstrate it to you right now. You guys probably know this, but if you don't know it, every time you do a legendary quest, you get to take some of these seeds here. And if you get them, right, you can see I have a lot because over the years I've quested a lot, right? But you get these seeds, you double click them, it brings up a thing here, and then in here you can grab an iconic and an epic really quick. Like it just costs you either 4,200 of those commendations of valor or 42 seeds. And so I have 100, so I just basically claim it, right? It ate 42 of the seeds, and now I have an epic heart of wood. So I would not, the point of me showing you that is I would not waste my pull on something that common. I would take something that's super rare, which is basically this. This doesn't exist in the game anywhere else. So this is the item that you want to take out of here. For some reason you didn't take that. Either take the 20 heart, or that would allow you to completely respec a character, or you take that extended 50% VIP Sovereign 3 elixir. That's really good. All of these hearts of wood, like the iconic and the epic, these are C tier. These are B because like you will use these, and you have to actually buy them with money. You can win them in rolls, but you can also, though, you can turn in for these too. So I'll show you how to get these. For the regular heroic reincarnations, at least the heart of wood. I think you can also do the heart of blood now too. But that's also an item. I have to stretch my brain here to try to remember. So it's the what are those? The tokens, right? Well, so these, I'm pretty sure, right? Tokens of the 12. And you earn these doing like quests. And I don't know if we can click it or if we actually have to go to the vendor to do this. I think we have to go to the vendor. All right, so let's go to the vendor. So you take these tokens of the 12 to the 12 right here. And then what we do is we come down and talk to these people. You know, it's been a while since I've done this, so I think, is it this dude? Let's see what he gives us for these. All right, you can take these and turn them in for this, but I'm almost positive. Yeah, right here. So you come to this guy, you bring these tokens to the 12 that you earn, and for 20, he will give you a heroic heart of blood or a heroic heart of wood. These tokens are not that hard to get, right? You just have to run epic quests. And a lot of the ones in the harbor, like all of the ones that go into Evening Star, will give you these. And basically any chest at the end that says epic chest, you know, those chests that they don't really do those type of chests anymore. They give you these tokens. So it's a way that you can farm. So a lot of times you'll actually see people in looking for group doing token runs because they're hunting for these in order to get a heart to reincarnate. So, and then people may ask you, if you don't need the tokens, please pass them to me because I'm looking to save them up to reincarnate. You can directly buy these hearts on the store for like 1,000 or some 1,500 points or something like that, but you don't need to buy them. You can just farm for them. They're much harder, I think, to get than the heart seeds because the seeds, you just get so many seeds at the end of doing all the legendary quests, but you can see I have like 300 of these things. So if I needed to like reincarnate a bunch, I certainly could. So back to our, you know, what we were reacting to with this is like, I just think that I put it as like on a tier list. This is C because maybe B because like, yeah, they're a little bit harder to get. So the epic and the iconic are C. This is B. And then A is this plus 20 and this 50% XP elixir. And then the S tier item in this bag of the greater bag is this 12-hour VIP elixir discovery. 10%, that's going to boost, if it's the same type, it's going to boost your ability to find named gear by 10 or 15%, something like that. And 12 hours is the longest one that they've ever introduced. I think the longest one right now is the Sinister Secret of the Salt Marsh. That's a 15% that lasts for 3 hours. So, and that's for month 8. For month 9, we get a VIP discovery boost, which means something. We're going to read about it. Okay, so you get a 1% increased chance for named loot dropping. So it's a stacking 1%. So it also stacks with your elixirs, and then it also stacks with, I'm assuming, the percentage increase for doing Reaper quests. So if you guys didn't know that, supposedly every Reaper level you go up adds 1% discovery increase. So if you do R1, it's +1. If you do R4, it's +4%. You're more likely to find a named piece of gear. It's one of the reasons that people love to farm stuff on R10 because, you know, you just have a much higher chance of finding something named. But so that's not bad. In my opinion, though, 1% is so small. I think it should have been 5%. Like, I have run around with the Salt Marsh 15% and I have looted nothing. So I don't think it would break the game to give you 5%. I really don't. I honestly, it's just, 15% didn't even feel like it was doing anything for me. So I don't know. My opinion, you know, but it's something, it's free. You just have to be a VIP and you'll get that. They're doing another VIP bag of many things. That is not a greater many things. This is a regular VIP many things. So we're back to this bag of mundane items, it should be called. Where again, I mean, there's no S tier item in this bag, unfortunately. There's a couple of A's, like the Glamour Dust and the Sentient Gem, but the rest of this stuff, again though, if you're a raider, you probably will pick the raid timers because it's always nice to be able to bypass a raid timer. But if you're not a raider, all this other stuff is super underwhelming. Like if you're not a cosmetic person, you won't give a shit about Glamour Dust or Mirror of Glamoring. And if you're not a caster, you wouldn't care about Omni Dust. If you already had your Sentient Gems maxed out, you wouldn't care about Sentient XP. So there's just a lot of stuff. Like I don't think I've used a Siberi's Dragon Shard in years. You know, just because like I kind of have my build set before I go. I don't need to swap feats. I probably would take the Ethereal Rest Statuette just to take it. But, you know, like I said, I have a few already. I don't even think to use them. Then the 11th month, they give us 5 more. So it makes the total account storage boost 10, which is good. You know, it's not like if it were 50, that would be like, wow, I need to VIP sub because I can get 50 more shared bank slots. But I don't see anybody's going to say, wow, I need to VIP sub so I can get 10 extra account storage slots. I just don't see that. Nobody's going to give a shit. It's not enough. It should be 25, 25. And then the best item they saved for last, month 12, you get a Storm Cloud Rider mount. And it basically is like a mix between a Magic Carpet and a Storm Cloud. So basically you're surfing on a cloud. I've seen images of it. See if I can find an image of it. See if I can. I mean, you guys obviously can Google it if you really wanted to see it, but we'll see if anybody posted an image of it. I'm not sure if this is a legit. It doesn't look legit. No, I'm not going to show you guys that. It looks stupid. I don't know if this stuff that I'm seeing is just. Yeah, there isn't any good image of this stuff right now. Maybe there is somewhere, but on Google it's coming back with just a bunch of nonsense. I think that they did. Let me see if I can actually try to find it. So Storm Cloud Rider mount. All right, when I click the link from the wiki, it doesn't have an image. Yeah, it does not have an image associated with the wiki yet. I do remember though that I could have swore Cordovan posted. So I'm gonna try to find it here. Storm. I could have swore he posted an image of it, but I might be wrong. It could have been fake, right? Like somebody else could have just made. Like I found an image, but looking at it again, it looked completely fake. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, so I'm not going to waste our time. Like but you know, like it's going to be basically like instead of a flying carpet, you're riding around on a storm cloud. Which, hey, that's unique. Oh, you know what? They did. They included images at the bottom of the actual post itself. So I do have an image I can show you guys. Yeah. So that would be the mount. So it looks like you're basically surfing on a storm cloud. And then the trail of electricity after you. This is an image of that. And like I said, it's similar to like the wings, where it's probably a feat that you click on. I doubt it's anything you have to equip. It's probably just a feat like the wings or the bloody footprints or something like that. And it's sort of similar to the static that you get as an air elemental. It looks a little bit similar to that to me. As an air elemental, you snap lightning like that around you, although you look more like a like a traditional elemental. This here looks more like a lightning cape. So it's cool. I think if you were like a lightning elemental, then this would probably further enhance your ability to look. And if you wanted to do sort of like a like a cosplay in Dungeons and Dragons of Star Wars and make yourself like a Sith sorcerer where you're crackling force lightning, this would probably work for that. I think if you wanted to theme yourself like that, but not super exciting. Hand like feet, how you doing? Yeah, right. So after the dragon scales, right. Yeah, we have a bunch of different cosmetics now. Bloody feet, golden feet, dragon wings, electric. Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. Right. Yeah, 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 that's right. The and so what you're talking about a similar effect to like my acid, right? Like how I have that sort of thing around my feet. I haven't seen the electric one. I did it really quickly. But I forget what it looks like. I thought the snow one looked really cool. Anyway, so if you guys are turning in, this is the coffer armor. You probably have all seen it. This is the sword. That's the sword. I'm not using a two-handed sword, but that's the new coffer. That's what the sword looks like. If you are two-handed weapon using, that's like a Githyanki, a replica of one of those Githyanki swords. It looks really cool. Something Laziel would use if you're a fan of Laziel. And then this is the if you put the glamour on it. So it just makes it look like it has some sort of astral plane effect on it. I'm not a huge fan of that because it looks like something's eating the blade, but I can see like certain situations where that would be pretty cool. Maybe on like a smaller, like on a dagger or something like that. And then the helmet for the gear, which I'm not going to wear because I've already talked about it. My Spider Cult mask has festive fire resist on it that I want. So it's hard for me to switch and use any other cosmetic. But that's the look. It looks really cool. And you can see it meshes with I'm wearing the crown of butterflies, so I still have the butterfly effect even around this. It looks very cool. Like it looks like something, that I think one of those Githyanki would wear. So that's pretty awesome. It's just I'm not gonna wear it because I don't want to lose my bonus. And then that's the cloak. The cloak is pretty cool. It's all pretty sharp. And I've showed you guys the dragon, which would do a size comparison. Like this dragon is huge, man. Like here's a horse, right? And here, that's my hardcore horse. Here's the dragon. It's like twice the size. It's gigantic. I kind of wish that it had like when you jump like this, like little wings would pop out. Like I think that would be really cool. I also think it would be really cool if they had some sort of like a flare when you do that, like if like fire shot out. Like I think that would be neat, but Yeah, it's just a gigantic mount. So I'm not super excited about the Storm Cloud though. I'm not like people play D&D and like the first thing they want to do is try to find a flying carpet, which I think is really cool from like a role-playing perspective, but I don't think that my character would want to surf around on a storm cloud. Like I much would rather ride around on something, you know, like a horse. Ever since they did this update, this trying to get on this has not worked correctly. All right, so let's go here. Oh, I wondered, did they add dance? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like bucking. It's not the most elegant dance, but it is a dance, right?
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world, here there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love if there's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Oh la la. Hunting old crypts is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest in it and bark. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Hey la, Mary la. Oh la 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 la. Oh la la. La 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 la. La la la